The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
That's Mel.
Yeah, it is Mel.
Oh, yeah. That's my co-host. Welcome back to The Absurd, everyone. The Absurd. Podcast of all things absurd. And we like looking at news, some history, some historical events, some mysteries. Mel likes folklore. I do too. Who doesn't like folklore?
Yeah, I actually haven't done folklore for a little bit. I should bring some more in.
Well, you know, it's funny. My one nephew on the weekend, he is a big fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, I think he called me uncle. And I'm like, dude, knock it off. Don't call me uncle.
But you are.
Yeah, but he's like in his 20s.
You're still his uncle.
Don't care. I don't call my dad father. Like, and then his name.
Father Bird.
Like, what is he, a priest? Well, he's not. But anyway, he said, have you ever thought of doing something on Wendigos?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what a Wendigo is?
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I feel like I had one in the tank at one point.
Oh, that's another kid in your house or something.
No.
That would suck.
Yeah, it would suck.
They're shapeshifters too, eh?
Are they?
Yeah, man.
Oh, God, it's scary. I had a really bad nightmare last night.
About a Wendigo?
I don't know. It freaked me out, and I couldn't even tell you everything that happened.
You could tell me.
Well, no, I would love to, but I can't.
Oh, I see.
But I woke up, and I was terrified.
Really?
Yeah,
And you have no recollection of what it was about?
I don't really have a recollection.
That's strange, because haven't you found that as you've gotten older, you have nightmares far less frequently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have them very often. And when I do, it's typically I wake up on my back.
Huh.
And I don't sleep on my back very often.
Did you last night wake up on your back?
I did.
Interesting.
I did. Yeah, I was terrified. And my husband was making a lot of noise from his face. And I was getting really angry.
I don't know. What do you mean, like snoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
And normally I would go sleep on the couch or something if it's really annoying.
Yeah.
But I was too scared to go, so I just stayed in bed.
You're
Honestly, I was. Yeah, I was.
Go.
Yeah, I fully admit it. I was scared. So I stayed in bed and just dealt with it.
It's kind of cool, though, isn't it? Like
what?
Well,
being scared?
Like, I don't enjoy having nightmares, but I don't know, man. It's very visceral and kind of like, I've never felt so alive kind of thing.
No, it's more like I never felt so scared.
Okay, well, touche.
Yeah, no, it was not a good feeling.
Can you wake yourself up?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I usually can.
But my problem is sometimes I'll fall back to sleep and I will continue said dream.
I've done that too. Do you know when I did it? I was on Champix for quitting smoking.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's very uncommon.
Really?
Yeah, and I had crazy vivid dreams. Wow, I can't go into some of them. But
yeah, it's always the ones you want to continue that don't continue.
I know, it's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a cruel world. You know?
The world's just not fair.
Speaking of...
Yes.
The story here.
Yes.
So this happened in India. You ever been to India?
I have not.
Me neither. I actually don't want to go to India.
I'm good.
I do like a lot of Indian food, though. I won't lie to you. So this happened. Two guys, they were out farming, and started to thunder. Lightning. The way you love me is... No, I can't do it. I was going to sing Knock on Wood, but I already tried that joke once and it didn't work.
Go for it.
No. Anyways, they were out farming and they went under a tree because of the thunder and lightning, which is a terrible idea.
Which is the worst thing you could do.
I know. Like, I remember learning... Well, I mean, it's not the worst thing. Like, standing on top of the tree holding a golf club would probably be worse.
Well, okay.
But your point is well taken. I remember learning quite young.
Yes.
Like, no.
You just don't do that.
Yeah.
You're better off to lay flat on the ground.
Yep. And if you don't know why, peoples, it's because the lightning will hit the tallest thing around. That can easily be a tree, because you probably noticed they're pretty tall. and it can go down, the lightning can go down through the ground and through the root system, and if you're standing under the tree, you're going to get shocked.
Yes.
And actually, one time when I was helping coach men's soccer, like guys my age, it struck the upright in the soccer post, and the goalie and like 4 guys who were 30 feet out all got dropped.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they were okay. They weren't hurt, but it knocked them all to the ground.
Holy.
Yeah, that was the end of the game.
That's terrifying. Yeah, no thanks.
But so anyway, yeah, don't go under a tree.
Lightning scares me though.
I love it at the same time.
I love it, but it's terrifying.
Well,
also,
one time I was out on my balcony here, and it wasn't raining, so it was a dry thunderstorm, but it was lightning like mad. And I'm standing out there, and a bolt of lightning came sort of horizontally across the sky, right out in front of me, and then over top of the building. And as it passed overhead, I could feel like the hairs on my ears, my nose stand up. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go inside now.
Yeah.
You know, like hell.
I had something similar when I lived in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I lived on the 28th floor of an apartment building, and it was a crazy thunderstorm. Same thing. So I was out on the balcony watching it.
Yeah.
And there was construction going on behind our building. They were whatever they were working on, and there was a big crane back there.
Right.
Well, the lightning hit the crane. For one, I thought I was blinded because the light was just crazy bright.
Yes.
And then the noise. So it was one of those where I'm like, my eyes, and then I'm
because the thunder was right on top of it.
Oh my gosh, I've never witnessed anything like that before or since.
It's like, awesome.
Crazy.
Like scary awesome.
It is. It is.
So these dudes, they're out farming, they foolishly go under a tree.
Yeah, okay.
They get hit by lightning. And but they're fine. Well, they're not fine. Like they're messed up, but they're not dead, right? Mm-hmm. The villagers, the people from their village, as part of a healing mechanism, buried them in cow dung.
Okay.
Which caused them to die.
Oh God. Oh right.
Like if you're struck by lightning, you could definitely die later. You can be electrocuted, and that's what it is. And die later.
Right.
You know. But these guys, they were like, okay. And even if they weren't, what would possibly make you think, I know, let's bury them in a highly biologically active, microorganism laden,
delicious,
poop pie. So the equivalent of a mud pie. And think, oh, that'll fix them right up. Except it didn't. They died.
Uh-huh.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Like for them.
Yeah, no.
Because, okay, you went
and
under
they
a tree.
Just volunteered to do this?
What's that?
Be buried?
Well, I don't know. I think everybody thought, yeah, this is a good idea.
Oh, God.
This is the right thing to do. But imagine, like, you get struck by lightning, which would suck, right? And you went under a tree. Okay, they shouldn't have done that. But, fair play for not. If you don't know, you don't know. Right?
And this is a traditional thing, you said?
Well, it's some sort of, local approach. Like, it wouldn't just be like, oh, what should we do? Well, we could take them to the hospital or bury them in cow shit.
Ooh, let's pick number 2.
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. So, no, it's like a, time-honored practice or whatever. They might want to rethink that one, though. That was just my computer telling me I have a notification.
Uh-huh.
I can't say its name or it'll respond.
Really?
Yeah. So the one in my bedroom is actually Alexa.
Okay, I was going to say, you can change the name of what you call it?
Heck yeah.
I love that.
And I couldn't call them both by that, otherwise they'd both respond.
Got it.
So I changed this one to computer as an homage to Star Trek, where whenever they want to ask something or get an answer, they just say that and then ask the question.
I would pick something way more fun than that.
That's totally fun. You have no idea. Anyway, that's what that noise was. So, anyway, yeah, hey, Mel, do you have any stories?
Yeah, right. I got some.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. It's not about, cow dung, but it's about STDs.
Oh, yeah. I'd rather have cow dung.
There's a woman in Missouri.
Okay.
She's known in this story as M.O. So we're just going to call her Mo.
Mo,
We're just going to call her Mo.
Cool.
She claims that her partner, Martin Brodner, infected her with the human papillomavirus, HPV.
Yeah.
After they had sex in his 2014 Hyundai Genesis.
Sounds hot.
Sexy.
Indeed.
She claims Bronner was aware that he had HPV, but neglected to inform her before they had unprotected sex.
That's lame.
Resulting in past and future medical expenses and mental and physical pain and suffering. So, she thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sue this guy. So, she's claiming to Geico. So Geico is the insurance company.
Yeah, auto insurance, isn't
yes.
it? Yeah.
Can I say Geico? Well, yeah, it's in the article. I can say it.
Sure.
She's claiming that she should be compensated for bodily injury under the car's insurance policy. Geico obviously has refused to pay the claim, arguing that the injury did not occur in the normal use of the automobile.
Fair.
And obviously the judge ruled in their favor.
Yeah,
Upon review of the parties, these are the arguments, the court finds that consensual sexual relations inside a car do not constitute a use of the automobile within the meaning of the subject policy. But Mo and Bronner, they both appealed this, which is weird to me. That are they now in cohorts to this whole thing to try and get some money?
Cahoots?
Yes. What did I say? Cohorts?
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
No. Well, you answered the question. I was going to say, are they still together? But at least they're,
so
business-wise there.
It sounded like they came back to appeal it, because now I think they're just trying to get some money out of it.
Well, that's all they were ever doing.
I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's all they were doing.
America.
For good or bad, that's all they were doing.
The couple contends that the language of Bronner's insurance policy is so broad as to justify Mo's bodily injury claim stemming from her HPV infection and subsequent development of brain cancer. So,
whoa, is that?
Yeah.
So, are they linked?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
Under the Geico auto policy, bodily injury means bodily injury to a person, including resulting sickness, disease, or death.
Mm-hmm.
But if the policy is ambiguous, in Kansas, where the insurance is held, the law requires it to be interpreted in favor of Bronner and coverage. So, it does not cover liability for injury caused by the transmission of the sexually transmitted disease merely on the basis that a covered vehicle was used as a shelter for sexual activity. So, this is what they were trying to claim, that they're in the car, the STD was like floating around in the seats or something, so they're trying...
so now they're suggesting that they didn't have sex?
No, they are.
Okay.
They are,
okay.
But they're still trying to claim it as bodily injury.
So...
because it was in a car.
Okay, so... What would be interesting, could you ever sue someone for giving you HPV? I mean,
regardless.
She's essentially suing him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Because who else is she suing? She's not suing Geico.
Right. Well, she's trying to get Geico to pay out the insurance.
No, I understand that, but he's the defendant or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's his policy, right?
Yes.
So, could you ever successfully sue someone for that?
I don't think you can.
But if you can, then the whereabouts is rather irrelevant. Like, I mean, what if you were like, it was in a tent?
Mm-hmm.
Tents aren't designed for sex.
No.
I won't give out any personal stories.
Right.
But I guarantee you they've been used for that a lot.
For sure. So do you go sue, I don't know, whoever makes tents?
Well, but if you can, then why can't you here?
Right.
Is a house designed to have sex in? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
So-
most people who have had sex in a house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
and
see
a
what
lot
I
of
mean?
people have
Like,
done it in a car,
absolutely.
right? Like
I'm not really sure where I fall on this. Like, I get Geico's argument because it sounds rather like,
sure.
I don't know, ridiculous. to sue
The
for
panel
that.
was concerned that the meaning of normal use of an automobile is ambiguous.
Well, it
It's
is.
foreseeable that people are going to have sex in a car,
Right.
right? So, yeah, this is the whole where they're like back and forth. So at this point, there's no decision that's been made about this.
Right.
So they're, anyways,
Although, okay, let's think about it. Let's
because
put
they're
our
trying to turn an automobile policy into a general liability policy.
right.
Not, yeah. I mean, it's a slippery slope. You could look at it many different ways.
If you were getting into your car
Yes.
and you tripped over your own foot, or you dropped your purse and you accidentally stepped on it with your supporting foot as you were getting in, you wiped out and you smashed your face on the console.
That make you laugh at the thought of me
I
smashing
just-
my face?
Well, no.
Hey,
but
I busted my ankle getting into a vehicle. Remember that?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it could be this. It could be the same thing. A
Okay.
bodily injury.
But the car, there's nothing defective or deficient on the car to cause it.
No.
The car is somewhat irrelevant,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in that regard, they don't have a case because how could Geico possibly insure for that?
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Like if you had a
it's
really
absurd.
hot, you brought a really hot coffee from home
Right.
and you spilled it on yourself
Mm-hmm.
in the car. How the hell is the auto insurer at all responsible for that?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we make a note? Like, when did this happen? Is this fairly recent?
So yeah, they hadn't come to a conclusion of this. So this was back in 2021.
Right.
And if we fast forward to June 2022, because of all the appeals,
Mhm.
Geico was ordered to pay 5.2 million.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
Again, it got appealed,
Of course.
and it finally ended in March of 2023, where Geico is no longer to blame for a woman's STD.
Yeah,
So
I'm inclined to think that's the right decision.
yes, I think so too.
Look, I'm no
'Cause
fan
that's
of big business,
crazy.
but
No, I know.
unfair
but-
is unfair.
Yeah, that's not okay.
It's too bad that she got brain cancer, though. That's
Well, that's not great either.
well,
but-
no, there's nothing.
I
there's-
would be suing him more so than Geico, but anyways, sounds
Well,
like they're
yeah.
still together. So I mean,
Yeah,
play bitch games,
I don't know what that means.
get bitch prizes.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways, what do you got?
Well, it's funny you should ask. Actually, it's not really that funny, but I have a tale of heroism, of bravery.
Superman?
No, man, this guy's real.
Batman?
He's not real.
Ninja Turtles?
Okay, enough. Silence. Although I loved Ninja Turtles cartoon.
It was great.
When I used to work nights when I was young, I used to come home in the morning and have my breakfast / dinner and watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Smurfs. Great times.
Great.
No, so this is a while ago as well. This was back in 2013. So a good long while ago. But some stories, they never get old, you know? And I'm not going to tell you how it ends. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh,
So,
keep me
okay.
in suspense.
So this dude named Harrison O'Keefe, he was from Nigeria, and he was working as a ship's cook off the coast at the age of 29. O'Keefe was in the bathroom when a wave hit his boat, overturning it and sending it down 100 feet below the surface.
Okay.
Terrifying.
Yes.
I'm already scared.
Okay, I don't like it, but
I
go
hate it.
ahead.
So after struggling, oh, and by the way, being
Yes.
in a bathroom, like, it's not like in the olden days when the phone rings and you're like, shit, I gotta wipe and I gotta do. I'm never gonna get to the phone on time. That's a nuisance for people out there. Like phones used to ring like on the wall, you know, when you didn't have a cell phone.
Yes.
But this guy, his boat just got smoked. I guess it wouldn't really matter then if you were, you know, clean as a whistle.
It wouldn't matter. You're probably going in the water anyways.
Yeah. So anyway, after struggling to open a jammed door while water filled the vessel, O'Keen eventually settled in an air pocket. In order to survive, O'Keen drew on reserves of ingenuity and faith. Got nice editorializing.
Wow.
He told The Guardian in a recent interview. He had torches, which is the English term for flashlights.
Okay.
And the meager supplies of food and cola that he managed to gather.
Wow. Okay.
Crayfish nibbled at his skin,
Ew.
he said.
Oh, God.
He stayed down there sitting on a small improvised raft for nearly 3 days.
Oh, God.
I tried to kill the fear in front of me, he said, because one thing that can kill you fast is fear.
Mm-hmm.
That panic that comes at you, it kills you before your real death comes. Because the moment you start panicking, you use too much oxygen. According to Eric Hextall, a specialist in diving medicine at Duke University, the volume of air he was sitting in would have given him roughly 56 hours. Body cam footage of the rescue, shared by the Associated Press, shows the dramatic moment that divers found O'Keen. It shows a pale, floating hand that the diver initially assumed belonged to a dead body, saying, "We found one." "Yeah," the diver says. But as the hand grips his own, the diver says, "He's alive, he's alive."
Oh, my gosh.
The camera, which was submerged, comes above water level to reveal O'Keen sitting in a pocket of air, surrounded by debris. "Hold him there, just keep him there, reassure him, just pat him on the shoulder," the diver says. After the rescue, O'Keen paradoxically found himself still drawn to the ocean, he told The Guardian. For him, the water had always been a very peaceful place. The incident proved to be a turning point, he told the outlet. I should bloody well think so.
Wow, yeah.
So, in 2015, he decided to retrain as a diver.
Oh, God.
"I have faced a lot of my fears in my life, and I decided to face this once and for all," he said. O'Keen now makes underwater repairs on oil and gas facilities and can dive to a maximum depth of 165 feet, far deeper than the site of the shipwreck that almost claimed his life.
Oh, God. So the boat capsized on top of him? Is that my understanding?
I guess
or
so.
It just sunk down and he got trapped in the bathroom.
Yeah. Like I don't know whether it turned over, a la Poseidon Adventure, or he was just trapped in this small bathroom that, for whatever lucky reason,
Right.
was below the waterline inside, or above the waterline, sorry, inside the boat. I don't know. But it did say that it was like pitch black inside.
Oh,
And you got little crayfish nibbling at you.
Oh, God. So okay. So what was keeping him up?
What you mean?
Like, how did he not sink?
Well, it did sink. It was down 100 feet.
No, like, I'm thinking of him.
Okay.
Like how he found an air pocket.
Right.
But how is he staying above in that air pocket? Was there something underneath him that he could prop himself on?
Yeah. He was sitting on an improvised raft.
Ah.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but wow, would that be terrifying?
Yeah. No.
Like,
Yeah. He talked about the panic that would kill you. Yeah, I'd be dead within like 5 minutes.
Well,
I couldn't do it.
Remember in the previous episode we talked about not being dead but being buried in a coffin.
Yeah.
That's what this would be.
Yeah, it would be.
Never
knowing when you're gonna get out, I would just like.
Not when you're gonna get out, but hell, he's incredibly lucky that not only did he survive, but that divers came.
Yeah.
And when they did, not 8 hours later, because he had 56 hours of oxygen. That was the estimate. Well, that's only a little better than 2 days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, sorry. 2 days. Yeah, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Math elite.
fear unlocked right there.
I
Because
know.
that would be
I don't like
awful.
deep water.
No. It scares me.
Yeah, me too.
As soon as something touches my leg in the water, I'm out.
What if it's like a really hot dude,
Well,
but you didn't know he was there before?
like a merman.
There's no such thing. No, I know what you mean, but that doesn't.
There's another story.
That doesn't even really bother me. Like if I'm like in one of the Great Lakes, I
Yeah.
know there's nothing in there that's going to eat me.
Right.
There just isn't. But if I'm still in like 100 feet of water, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Even
Nope.
though like
I'm in Laurel Creek, and the thought of like the boat tipping, I would
Oh.
die.
like you were swimming in there, you don't want to swim in
Oh
there.
no. People do though. It's gross.
Yeah, that's gross.
I don't know why people. Anyway,
But it's weird. I mean, so I'm 6'3". I don't know what that is in metric.
doesn't matter.
Well, I should know that because it bugs me that I don't. But so water really, if it's more than like 5.5 feet deep, I can drown it. Well, hell, you can drown in any depth of water,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 100 feet deep. And I'm a competent swimmer. I'm even a confident swimmer. Like I'm not winning any races, but I know I'm not going to just sink. I know how to float,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would still hate it. It's like an
Yeah.
inverted fear of heights or some shit.
Yeah. No, not for me.
No, rod no like.
Nope. Don't like it.
So yeah, but this dude, like, way to go! Now he's a diver.
Yeah. I mean, that's great.
No.
That's a good ending to that. But
But being a diver, repairing, what was it, gas and oil stuff. Yeah, what was it here? Gas facilities. I'm sure he's making a lot more than being a cook on a
probably.
scow of
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
So good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. Yikes.
So yeah, there you go.
Well, speaking of water, I got a water story.
Ooh, I like water.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I drink
Well, you know how you get. I've seen these videos on like TikTok and stuff where guys get these big magnets and they throw them in the water and just see what they get.
it. No.
You've never seen these? They're actually kind of fascinating.
Like, are they electromagnets? Like, are they attached to wires?
Well, rope. I don't know. They just have some big magnets they tie onto a rope and throw it down into like rivers, lakes, canals, and just to see what they pull up. It's interesting.
What happens if it gets like hooked on a car?
Well, I don't know.
Well, how would you get your magnet back?
Well, you probably wouldn't.
No, I've never heard of this before. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
It is kind of neat. Yeah,
Sorry.
you can find them on TikTok. There's a few guys I've seen doing that.
All right, proceed,
Yeah. Okay.
please.
Well, they call them magnet fishermen.
Wow, a lot of thought went into that one.
Right. Well, he was, doing his thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he pulled out an exercise dumbbell,
Okay.
but it had a human skull padlocked to it.
Whoa,
This was in New Orleans waterway. Just in
shocking.
case you're wondering.
Not even.
The skull was found by this man using a red rope. I'm not sure what red has significance, and a magnet the size of a hockey puck. Yeah, so there you go. It's not that big. And the 15-pound dumbbell, so it was padlocked around the skull, which was fully decomposed,
Right.
lacking a jaw and the top row of teeth. The New Orleans police did not have any further updates on the case, and the coroner did not say whether he had confirmed the victim's identity.
Well, I'm going to go with, since it's missing all its teeth,
Right.
it's going to be kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to suggest this was by design.
Yeah. Yeah. So they don't have any answers to this yet. Apparently the same guy found a gun
Okay.
in the barrel like a week before or something like that. So it's probably all connected somehow, but they're trying to figure it out. But can you imagine? You're just like, trying to find coins or whatever you're fishing
Yeah,
for,
you find a skull.
and you find a skull.
So was it padlocked like through the eye socket?
I don't know. I didn't say that.
Well, because you really couldn't do it to someone when they're alive,
No, I wouldn't think so.
or even just dead,
Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
how are you getting that padlock through
I
there?
don't know.
So it was done when it was already a skull, probably.
Ugh.
Why would someone do that?
Mm.
Now, I want you to go find out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What am I finding out?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, who this person is and who did it.
Well, they don't know.
No, I know, but I want you to go find out.
You want me to go find out?
Yeah, dude.
Like go to New Orleans and see if I can figure out the case?
It's a fun city.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Alright, never been. I discussed that already, but I haven't been anywhere.
You have?
I've been all over Canada.
And Seattle and Las Vegas and Miami and Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale. There you go.
Yeah.
It's not nowhere.
That's
It's several places.
That's it.
That's weird. That's interesting.
Yeah, anyways, I just thought that was kind of a neat story.
Yeah.
Not something you expect to find.
But I had no idea about this magnet fishing thing.
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. Look it up on TikTok. You just see these guys. They'll go live, too. So you just watch them, like, throwing in ropes to pull out whatever.
I could probably do without watching it live, because it's got to take a while, doesn't it, for them to catch anything?
Well, then you're seeing it when it happens.
Well, that's true.
But it's like when my parents live in Newfoundland, and,
I do.
And I'll go out cod fishing with mom and dad. And cod is so good.
It is good.
Anyways. And there are many times where, I catch something and I'm a little bit terrified when I'm, reeling it in. I'm like, what's it going to be?
Like maybe not a cod?
Yeah.
Maybe like...
like sometimes it's just heavy, right? Because it's not moving. Most times it is, so you can tell that there's a fish there. But sometimes it's just like dead weight. And I'm like, oh my God, what if it's a body?
Are you fishing like in a real boat or like in a dory?
In like a fishing boat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dory with big long oars?
No.
So it has a motor?
Yes.
So if it was like something really scarifying and whatever, you could book.
You could.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It is the ocean.
It is. The ocean's terrifying.
Do you know what's really weird? I just noticed that with you sitting behind your mic, it looks like you're wearing a mask.
Am I? All right.
Anyway, that was cool. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's got to lead to a lot of questions, but with all the teeth missing, how the hell
I know.
are they ever going to determine who it was?
Don't know.
It always makes me kind of sad when they find bodies, but they never know whose they are. I like a little bit of closure,
Yeah, 100%.
I have one. I'm going to ask you, what's the most romantic gift you've ever received?
Most romantic gift?
Yeah, like the one that, that touched you most, if you will, that you're like, oh my God, that's awesome.
I'd probably have to say when my husband proposed to me.
It's not a gift.
It was a gift. The ring is a gift.
I know, I'm only kidding.
And he had this little quote book that he cut out.
Mm-hmm.
He hollowed it out, so it just looked like he was showing me a book with these neat quotes, and he pinpoint, he picked out ones that he wanted me to see.
Yeah.
And it was in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And in February.
Awesome.
And I was freezing, and I was kind of a bee. And because I'm annoyed because I'm cold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Why are we out here?
Mick with the hurry.
Yeah, let's move this along. And then I was like, oh, that's why. So he had it all hollowed out, and the ring was inside.
That's pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty romantic.
Cool. That's a cool gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, so I've got a gentleman here from China, and he wanted to surprise his girlfriend by mailing himself to her.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It'd be a big package, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It would be.
But the joke went horribly wrong when the delivery was delayed and he almost suffocated to death.
Did he not put air holes in it?
Hu Seng from Chongqing, China, in southern China, had a friend tape him into a box that he had paid a courier firm to deliver to his girlfriend. Another friend was waiting at his girlfriend's office to film the surprise when he jumped out. In a horrifying twist of fate, however, the unsuspecting couriers mixed up the address, and instead of 30 minutes in the sealed box, the man was trapped inside for nearly 3 hours.
Oh, boy.
The box had very little air inside and was too thick for him to make a hole in it. By the time the package had arrived at his girlfriend's office, where a friend was waiting to record the surprise, Mr. Singh had passed out and had to be revived by paramedics.
Sorry, it's not funny, but it is.
No, it's funny. I didn't realize it would take so long, admitted Mr. Singh. I tried to make a hole in the cardboard, but it was too thick, and I didn't want to spoil the surprise by shouting. Really? I'd have been like, get me the out of here. Yeah. Oh.
You'd rather die than ruin the surprise. Got
Loser.
it. That's commitment.
So
Marry that guy.
A spokesperson for the courier firm said, if he told us what he was doing at the start, we would not have taken the parcel. Even when we accept animals, they have to go in special containers so they can breathe.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin the surprise, so I thought I would just die so that when my girlfriend opened my, soon-to-be decaying corpse is what she would find. But at least I wouldn't ruin the surprise. So you get it sent to her office. Now paramedics have to come to revive your dumbass. I wonder how that went over at her workplace. This is the third time this has happened this month. You're out. You're fired.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if they're still together.
Good question. I don't know.
Or if she's like, oh my god, this guy's psycho.
Well, is it psycho or just really stupid?
Well, either or. Or like, you're stupid. This is not going to work.
Like, okay, so it has to be a really big package.
Yeah.
Right?
You would think.
Well, he's a dude, so probably at least 5.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Even if he weighs like $150.
Yeah.
That's one dude isn't bringing him in, under his arm. The courier.
And how do you not like bang around in that box?
Well, this is it.
Lifted?
Like he covered in bubble wrap?
Yeah, I know.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be really awesome. You'd have to like bite your way out. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. I'm going to try that later tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
What?
Wrapping myself in bubble wrap and biting my way out.
Again, another video.
Dude, you can't have everything on video.
Yes, you can.
Nope. So, yeah, that's what happened in Chongqing, China.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
It
so
is
romantic.
It is, isn't it?
Isn't it?
I hope it paid off. You got anything else?
Let's see here. Yeah, I got one more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's not really romantic, but...
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we'll be the judge of what's romantic.
Well, it could have been. Maybe this guy was just trying to get her attention.
I'm intrigued.
In BC...
Oh, our home country.
Yeah, I know. Something here. A woman finds a naked man that was living in her trunk of her car for 3 days.
Wow, okay.
3 days.
Okay.
So this was in Nanaimo. Nanaimo bars.
Good bars, yeah.
Or the 40 Creek Nanaimo.
I can't do that. No. I will not drink bastardized whiskey.
No?
No way, man.
Okay, well, fine.
But I'm down with the Nanaimo bars.
Yeah.
Big time.
Good. Anyway, so her name was Bethany. She originally noticed some mud in the front seat of her vehicle.
Okay.
And she assumed that someone had broken in and spent the night.
Right.
She didn't think much of it.
I would.
I mean, I would too, but maybe it's common.
It happens.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she just cleaned it up and went on with her day.
Okay.
It wasn't until 3 days later that she noticed the car windows were fogged up and she heard a voice say, "Hey."
Really?
Yes.
That's creepy.
Did you imagine?
No.
Like, why are my windows so foggy? And then just, "Hey."
That would terrify me. Yeah. I'd be a mess, literally.
She popped the trunk and couldn't believe what she found. She said, "At first I thought someone was trying to play a prank on me. And then when I realized what was happening, I just kept my phone recording because I wasn't too sure what was going to happen." She had been driving her car around doing some errands and going to work the entire time without the man so much as making a sound. So he was like in her trunk while she like goes to work and like I guess it couldn't have been like the middle of summer because he would have just died in there. Unless he had a way of getting out.
It's also Vancouver Island, like it wouldn't get hot like it does here.
Right.
And if this was in the spring,
Like was he had to have come out.
Well, I hope so.
Time.
Like, was he doing his business?
I don't know. He had to have been.
In the back? That's really revolting.
she said we'd been to the grocery store together. We've got sushi together, gas together. We've been to work twice, and not a single word. She recorded some of the interaction and put it on social media, where it has since been viewed thousands of times.
Ah, sure.
She can be heard in one clip asking the man if he was naked, and him replying saying, "Yes, it's a rite of passage."
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Dude had some mental issues.
Go on.
Yeah. So, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's what happened there. So the cops took him away, and he's in a place that will help him.
That's good.
But, yeah, I just...
So he wasn't, like... He wasn't dangerous to her. Like, he didn't, try to harm her.
No.
I mean, I'm not justifying it at all. Why?
No. But...
It's a rite of passage. I'm going to use that line for all kinds of stuff from now on.
It's a rite of passage to be naked in your trunk.
Why do you have that carton of ice cream down the front of your pants? It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage.
That can get you out of a lot of stuff.
It could, yeah.
Right?
It really, really could, yeah.
Why were you doing 160 in a 100? It's a rite of passage.
It's a rite of passage.
No, I don't condone that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Well, hopefully he's
hearing hey.
Yeah. But that alone, even though it's obviously a harmless, retort or whatever, would scare the hell out of me.
Oh my gosh, that would freak
out
me
the door.
out. Gone. I just set the car on fire and ran away.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be a bit cold because he'd be in there. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't know if someone said "hey" in my car. Light a match, man. I don't care who you are.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Well, that's good though. Like, I hope that he's, obviously has some mental health issues, and hopefully those are being addressed.
Well, that's what you hope, right?
I do. I certainly do hope that. He doesn't deserve any malice.
Not really. He didn't really do anything.
Well, I'm not saying it was cool for him to do that.
Like, he still got in trouble, I'm sure. But,
of course. Yeah. But, I mean, if that trouble gets him in...
What you gonna do?
You can't do that.
What?
You can't sing that.
I didn't say anything.
I know what you were going towards. Yeah, you were going to do cops, weren't you? Yeah, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
so, speaking of rite of passage, your rite of passage is to follow us on Facebook.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, you like that?
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, look us up on Facebook at The Absurd. Look for the picture of the woman with the paper bag over her head.
And
just
apparently
in case you get confused.
And apparently it isn't Mel.
It is not me. It's not me. Also, you can check us out on Instagram at _absurd_podcast. And you know what? If you want to talk to us, say, hey, you got some cool stories that you'd like us to talk about, some weird and absurd stuff, of course. Or you just want to, laugh at Rod, that's fine too.
Whoa.
You can DM us on any of the social platforms, or you can email us at absurdthepodcast@gmail.com.
I'm going to email you for that comment.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nasty.
Is it?
No, probably not. I won't do that at all.
No. You want me to come back, so you
yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But, yeah. So that's it. We're
Sounds
on all
good.
the major streaming services, too, and Apple Podcasts now. So
yes, well done, Mel. She's the IT side.
Yeah, look at me.
Look at you.
Yeah.
You're wearing shorts.
I am.
Mm-hmm. They're
And
black.
my hair's down. It's straight.
Down.
It's
yeah,
clean.
looks good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mel.
I applied myself today.
Mel looks swell.
Mel looks swell.
Swell Mel. So, yeah, thanks everyone for listening again. If this was your first time, we really hope you'll come back and listen again. We really enjoy doing this. We have a lot of fun, even though it's helter-sweltering in here.
It is. It's so hot.
I'm borrowing that line from a podcast that I like.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might say who it is later if we become friends with him.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, thank you everyone, and take care of yourselves and each other.
Yes.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
The Absurd podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.